Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Porcelain Throne. Let's play Control. And yes, it's still the same day. I am still in the same outfit, but that's okay because why not keep playing when you're enjoying the game? All right, we're on our way to go find Marshall. We're gonna see if we can't find her and figure out what's going on. I am still a little upset that I wasn't able to do that mission.
Incantation.
You mean like in person?
Kind of upsetting to me. But good to know that there's like missions you can actually fail. Right? Like I didn't know that. I also didn't know as soon as I selected that mission it was going to start counting down the time. So, probably should have won that as a pro FPS player like myself, but
I keep finding traces of Darling.
Little
but
upset I
still
didn't.
can't find him. Where could he be?
But he's usually in his office in research or one of his labs. Dr. Darling has quite a few all around the Bureau. Could be hiding in any one of them. I check myself, but I don't have access to most of them.
Sounds like I touched a nerve.
He didn't let you into his labs?
You know, like the graphics now
Not all
look
of
better
them,
than
no.
what we just
Some
watched
had
a little bit ago.
volatile
I don't
material.
know. Don't
It's
get it.
ridiculous. I mean, this whole place is volatile material. Could have at least thought up a more convincing lie. I mean, how can I work without access to all the data possible?
This place has a bad habit of moving around, huh?
So you notice the building shifts. Did you know that 39% of Bureau accidents are caused by the shifts? It's true. I ran the numbers myself.
So they're dangerous.
Oh, very. Yet one time, a shark got shifted into a meeting room along with over 2,000 gallons of water. It was a tiger shark. Darling's pet research project. I forget what he was researching.
How do people work here?
And I'm back. Sorry about that. We'll have to probably just edit out that little part.
You said you're an assistant?
Oh, it's just a title. I'm a scientist, a researcher. I work for Dr. Darling. See, when Bureau agents go out in the field, the sites of altered world events, we study the materials, the altered items they bring back. It's always something we've never seen before, and studying them requires new instruments, methodologies, sometimes entirely new fields of science.
Emily really loves her job.
See, there's no guidebook for what we do here. Everything that happens at the Bureau,
You should love your
including
job.
the
If you don't
science,
like what you're doing,
is
you don't do
without
it.
precedent.
What exactly
Easier said than done.
is the Ocean View Motel?
Man, it is
That's
cold.
a bigger question than you might think. You see, I have extreme doubts that the motel is a single place. I mean, look at all the doors inside it. Where do they all go? We know that one door leads to the oldest house, but how come we can only ever open that one door? Maybe to open a door, you have to have entered through it. So if every door leads to a different dimension, plane, reality, whatever you want to call it, then I believe that the motel is firm proof that parallel universes exist.
Does Darling agree with that?
I haven't told him yet. I'm waiting until I can prove it.
She's waiting until she can prove it. What is next? Well, that's a conversation topic shall we talk about next.
What can you
I have
tell
a
me
fireplace
about
behind me, but I
control
can't turn it
points?
on because
Their nexus
my
points appear
refrigerator
this house's
broke.
unique energies.
And I had to buy a mini
I wrote a
fridge
30-page proposal
in order to keep my
hypothesizing that we could siphon
groceries
energy directly
alive
from them.
until my landlord
Darling
gets
didn't
around to
even get
getting
through
me
the
a
first
new
page before he turned it down.
refrigerator. And I unplugged
Right.
my fireplace.
And, has
That's
anyone
kind of
ever used
disappointing. I
them
didn't
to
realize
teleport
that was
around?
what that was.
What? No. What,
I suppose I
you
could
mean
move the
physically?
mini fridge, but
No, not that I've ever heard of.
not worth it.
Why?
Because that's how they work for me.
What? Really? Oh my god. More tests.
Let's hold off on the tests until later, okay?
Okay. It's just, wow. This blows my control point theories right out of the water. I love it.
See you soon.
Be careful out there.
So I kind of, excuse me, I kind of wonder if those missions will just randomly pop up as the game goes on. Like you'll be like, oh, come back to this area and kill all these guys. Maybe. Maybe not, though. Anyway. Alright, where are we going? We need to get to research. That's probably going to be on the elevator.
A lot of these questions could be answered by obtaining a live specimen. Here? We don't have proper facilities.
Honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get into... How did I guess? I was like, I'm pretty sure there was a level 3 door over here. The America Overnight program has operated successfully for over blank years. Originally designed to assist in providing disinformation to the naturally skeptical population of America, it has additionally led to the discovery of numerous AWEs and altered materials by allowing civilians to call in and report their experiences with the paranatural. In fact, America Overnight alerted the Bureau of blank and blank in its first year of operation alone. In this report, the investigation sector have cataloged and categorized each episode of America Overnight that has resulted in a successful Bureau investigation in order to help AWE occurrence analysis. The more blank proposals of Night Springs have also been cataloged in a separate report. So they're like running that radio program to continue to get information on paranormal activities. Let's work hard. His life is in your hands. I do love how your picture's now put up everywhere. Which is kind of like, again, just like bizarre, right? Like, I don't understand how that's happening. Jukebox. I'm guessing this is something we do later and we go into the jukebox. Because he's a jukebox hero. Alright. Oh, in research. So we just want to go to the research sector. We're on a traveling elevator to a new department. Now, have we been in here before? No, this is brand new. This feels very much like Stranger Things with the whole, like, boom, Hawkins.
Somebody thought this video would make for great internal communications. I'm looking at you, Mr. Tomasi. So, this is where the magic happens. Anyway, I've been here for 24 years now. I've always been here. And through those years, we've made astonishing discoveries, authored studies of grave importance, and in all this work, there is one thing we know, and that's how little we truly know. Rest assured, we're committed to keep pushing the known laws and borders of reality, and to make the Bureau proud. So, welcome. Assuming you have the necessary clearance, and do follow the safety protocols. Read the manual. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
Research sector, huh?
Beautiful.
Home of the Bureau's mad scientists.
And this here was your, like, introduction to this area? This is actually a very, very nice area. Until they all just congregate floating in the air, speaking nonsense, right? But, like, otherwise, it seems like a nice little lobby. Hey, so I was wondering about the plants in research. Is it really necessary to sing to them? I mean, that janitor does have a nice voice, and the plants sure seem to like it. Maybe he could just switch it up a bit? I'm getting pretty tired of the tango. And where did these plants even come from? No one seems to remember when they were planted. And people like them a bit too much, if you ask me. Are we being invaded by houseplants? Worth looking into. Dr. Lewis. Good to be a skeptic, Mr. Lewis. I wonder if he's floating up there, or she is floating up there right now. Muttering Himes. But I would love to help these people. But Seems like we cannot. Synchronicity is a phenomenon long recognized by the wise, but only recently given a name by science. It is how we rationalize events connected by no identifiable causality, yet clearly conjoined in purpose. How does a dream foretell an event in the physical plane? Why do hounds bail at the death of their master, which has occurred miles away? The world is unified in ways we do not yet understand, and sometimes we stumble across these invisible unseen chords and wonder at the result. The visionary Carl Jung laid the road, and now we must walk it. My fledgling research department will make it our mission to reliably reproduce behavior by the close of 1959. Once done, the mechanics of synchronicity will lay themselves bare in due time. We are striding into the future of science. History may not remember our names, but God himself will. Well, that's exciting. Now, I think, I'm not positive on this, but I do believe when I shot those floating guys last time, I was going to jump down there, but I think I'll die. When I shot those floating guys last time, it summoned a bunch of enemies. And I don't really want to get stuck into a huge gunfight. Haven't you heard, Anakin? I have the high ground. The sensitivity on this game, maybe it's me, I doubt it's me though, is a bit intense. I don't really want to go down there though. Why don't you guys come up to me? Ah, Bill. Saw that coming from a mile away. I didn't even mean to do that. I was hoping to balance on the banister. Because why wouldn't balancing on the banister be the way to do that and fight that battle? I do not know, Nick. I do not know. Alright. Let's make some moves. I wonder if I can get through this area without triggering them. At least not triggering them yet. Yeah, I think I can. Or do they have to break through that glass? In fact, they might need to break through the glass. Somebody did spawn up there. Oh, he died. was hoping to juke him out and bring him on the other side there. Whoa, sniper? Oops. Hiss sniper. Bureau snipers specialize in eliminating threats from a distance, using the telltale searchlights affixed to their rifles to search for targets. His snipers are no less lethal. The corruption has not changed their tactics. They clearly prefer to maintain a good distance from their target, waiting in elevated positions for a clear shot. Care should be taken in open spaces. Check the balconies. I should note that their rifles are equipped with a bayonet for close quarters combat, and the Hiss snipers are well aware of how to use it. Well, no. Hiss sniper or no Hiss sniper? I am too good of a shooter for you with my pistol, and I will not succumb to your advances. Hey, Dr. Darling's office. Dimensional research. Alright, let's take a look around. Do we know what this is?
Constantly changing labyrinth. You never pass through. Dimensional research. Every measure of security.
So that looks like a whole new section. Before we go in there, let's actually take a look at maybe where we're supposed to go, because I'm assuming that might be like, I don't want to go too far off the trail and then end up in like an area that I'm gonna have to come back to. Let's take a look at Dr. Darling's office. I mean, I kind of assumed he wasn't going to be in here, but I was a little hopeful. Alright, what do we got here? Astral... Alright, Dr. Darling is insistent that certain objects of power share a direct connection to the blank, an entity or a group of entities that we have little information on, or little that I am allowed to access. In his written reports, he states that there's a clear link between these objects of power, the blank, the astral plane, and the oldest house itself. His work supposes these links are innate, a fact ingrained in the very blank of objects, such as the hotline or the service weapon. But what if these particular objects were never linked to the blank, but had that connection forced upon them? Isn't it strange that no other objects of power require such direct contact with the blank? Isn't it strange that using the service weapon or the hotline will result in grievous harm or even death if the user is not the director, or at least worthy of the role? Why do we assume this involvement by the blank is a natural fact and not something more blank? I love blank. Blank is important to me. Blank makes me smile.
Regarding HRAs, what are they for? Do you always need to wear them? And what's the...
Dear Dr. Darling, I suspect my colleague, Dr. Harrington, has already contacted you for an increase in her department's budget. I'm not surprised. Parapsychology has always been the squeaky wheel, all fuss but no results. Parakinesiology has always been the stronger department. More breakthroughs, more tangible data, more usable research. I'm sure a man of your esteem can plainly see which department is more deserving of the budget increase. Just think what those additional resources could do for an already formidable research team. Anyway, I know you're a fan of single malt, so I left a bottle of well-aged brown on your desk. Yours in admiration, Dr. Abraham Lewis. Like, really, this game's more of a reading exercise than anything else. Why am I not able to open up the new files when I collect them? Resonance. It's there, but we can't see it. It vibrates around us, though, through us, from us. But what if the vibration is conscious? What could a force like that do? Blank opened the door to a blank. I've called blank. The blank emits a force that is far beyond the forces we've previously dealt with. It has shown me so much that I have to wonder, is resonance the key element in all altered phenomenon? AWEs, altered items, objects of power, do they share a common blank that we've yet to discover? We can harmonize control points. What else would the correct frequency allow us to achieve? What if resonance has been the answer this whole time? Like, it doesn't even open these, which is crazy. The Bureau has spent years studying why objects of power transport users into the astral plane when touched. My predecessor, Dr. Ash, theorized that a potential receptacle determined by Jungian archetypes in the collective subconsciousness wouldn't be inhabited by paranatural energies when an AWE occurred in its vicinity, creating an altered item. Over time, a link was created by the blank and the astral plane to that item, making it an object of power. So many additional theories have been raised since Dr. Ash's time. Objects of power were placed on Earth as tests by some astral entity. Our dimension was once part of the astral plane, and the objects were left behind as its borders receded. The astral plane was an early threshold into the oldest house, but the connection was severed, and now the two are linked solely through the objects of power. I will attempt to disprove some of these in order to thin the herd. Hopefully the truth will emerge. Refer to file 632-6498 for the full report. Wow, one that's actually not censored.
You may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements. We're listening to your conversations while you're wearing them. We do that regardless whether or not you're wearing an HRA. Think of them as a life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is
Kind of interesting that they have actors do this part.
one day that classified not water might pour in, and you'll be glad you got an HRA keeping you afloat. And if you don't have an HRA, don't worry. It'll be quick and painless. Kidding. I'm kidding. We're making more.
Damn. So he knew. He knew it was going to happen. Did he tell anyone? Why did no one listen? Who is Dr. Darling? And is he dead? For some reason, I don't think he's dead, but I don't think he's going to be necessarily friendly when we meet him. Alright, let's go downstairs. Not the expressway, though. Kind of interesting, right? Like, it seems like there is a way in there. Let me just quickly take a look. Is there a door up here I missed? No. So there is definitely a way in there. We just don't know how. Because I did see a crate in there. Maybe there's more stairs down here. Not more stairs, but we do have a secure door. Let's take a look what's behind secure door number 3. Imagine if you open this up and there are people in it and they don't have those things and they just get like instantly killed. You're like, oh, whoops, sorry. Emergency call summaries. A possible AWE in which an unnamed individual experienced transcorporeality via a phone line. Event is notably similar to AWE blank, in which blank. Event is believed to have been caused by blank, and as a result the following measures have been taken to prevent blank. Honestly, reading redacted documents, which is something I sometimes used to do, back when I was working for the government, was one of the most annoying things in the world. And then having to redact documents, because they're like, oh, you don't want to redact too much. And you end up just like redacting the whole thing anyway, because they're like, the idea of not redacting too much. They'd rather you over-redact than under-redact. Doesn't the public have a right to know, Porcelain Throne? That's an interesting question, and not something I was paid to ever consider. How much information does the public have? Well, there's parapsychology. Alright, let's see what's down further. Because that's where we definitely need to go. I'm gonna guess there's nothing down here. Oh, that looks like there's a fast travel place down here, actually. More documents? Why, yes, I do love to read. Thresholds have always been sources of great inspiration and great challenge. When a new threshold manifests in the oldest house by blank, we may never know what new discoveries it will provide to the Bureau, but we must always seize these opportunities. This report will examine the process of distinguishing recent threshold effects based on the utilitarian possibilities. The query brought Blackrock one of our most invaluable discoveries, but if the mold has any scientific value, it has been difficult to find due to the lengths we must go in fighting back the particularly prolific plant. These are very distinct cases and worth comparing as their study offers vastly different dangers and rewards. Refer to file 594-1284 for the full report. I wonder why we're not redacting report numbers anymore. Does that have any significance, or did the game developers just kind of go, I bet no one's reading these, so why continue to do them? I don't even know where that is. I'm guessing these side missions are... like... where is pneumatics? Is there a way I can... It's probably not even worth it. Alright, so we have what looks like an elevator. If it was conveniently close to me, I would do it. But I don't want to have to leave here to go fight those guys to come back here. You know? Acoustic research. More dialogue options. Song questionnaire. Answer questions within 2 minutes of listening. Did the song elicit any particular memories? If so, elaborate. Did you at any point feel a strong emotion? If so, what emotion? Did a clear image of a weapon appear at your mind during this song? If so, elaborate. Provide a detailed description of your current surroundings as you see them. Have you ever heard the murmur of voices when no one is present? If so, what did they say? Do you hear them now? Please choose one of each of the following pairs. 1 or 2, A or B, day or night, apple or orange, burnt out or fade away. Is this a copyright song? Is there a point that's sitting in? Is this from Alan Wake? Oh, I don't know if I got this reference. That's funny. Alright. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm sure that's a reference to Alan Wake or something, but... We have a mission to do, and that's to find Marshall. And I would be remiss if I said... Let's end the campaign, the episode here. So, dropping down likely kills me. That's where we came from. Let's just quickly see what's on the other side here. And then we'll go on into the para... Well, that maybe we just call it. You know, I'll go into the paraphysiology realm on the next episode. But let's take a look around. Alrighty. On the next episode of Not a Lot Happens, with the Porcelain Throne, let's check out parapsychology. Maybe we don't go back down there.
Price, come in, Price. This is Marshall. We need...
She's in trouble. I need to reach her.
Well, before we go... Oh, let's go, homies. Like, look at this frame rate collapse. I don't know. Man, what is happening with this game? Need health. Give me some health, please. Oh, that thing is strong. Where did the rock launcher go? There he is. No reading? Why not? Transcript of a call to the California State Emergency Services. Dispatcher, 911, what is your emergency? Hello? Hello, I'm here. Can you hear me? I can hear you, ma'am. Where are you? I'm, inside the wires. I'm lost. Ma'am, have you been drinking tonight? I feel like I'm stretching through the wire towards you. Don't hang up. I might go if you hang up. Go where, ma'am? Go. Gone. Away. Okay, and can you describe your surroundings? Unknown knows. Ma'am? Hello, ma'am? Dispatcher attempted to call the number back, but it was no longer in service. Wow. Who's that? Some guy they're like torturing. Elevated room. Do not enter room. So it looks like they like were researching the hiss and probably got out of control.
Similar to an iceberg, what you see is not what you always get. Regardless, this place is vitally important.
We unlocked a new weapon form, potentially. Oh, that's actually, damn, I probably should have done that. Because that is going to be good. Like, that's if you don't. I wonder if you'll ever have a point in
Most
time where you
information on
don't.
the astral plane is classified, but we can talk in broad strokes, keeping in mind that these are staggeringly complex systems.
Have something to throw at
Simplification
somebody.
does them no justice. Now, the white non-space, the ever-present inverted black pyramid. The board, all linked, intrinsically tied to the oldest house, tied to the director, the process of choosing a director, tied to all objects of power in terms of who controls them. Yes.
All right. Well, while we continue to move forward to find Marshall, I have to take this phone call.